Welcome to Motorsports Unlimited. My name is Lance. It's getting a little snowy and cold out here. We're going to show you around today. So let's go inside and get started. Good afternoon, guys. We're going to tell you a little bit about what we do, who we are, and a little bit of our history. Today, I want to tell you a little bit about our history, where we come from, who we are, and how we got here. And if we go all the way back to the beginning, it kind of started in the 80s when myself and my brother was street racing a 56 Chevy and got in trouble with the law. At that point, my parents said no more. Some local tracks had opened up, so we decided to put the car on the track. Over the next several years, we was pretty heavily involved in the bracket racing scene. And growing up in my father's automobile repair shop, we all had a certain amount of mechanical ability to us. As most of the racers back then, you really didn't have the funds to just buy what you needed. So we learned early how to make everything we needed. So that led to, building our own engines, building our own chassis. We literally had to do it all. Going back to my own personal history, in the late 80s, I started doing tool and die work at an aerospace company, and then moved to another one where I spent 25 years at that company before doing this full time. After leaving the aerospace business and doing this full time, my personal love for building engines and design and development just got stronger and stronger, and enabled me to start purchasing equipment, and doing our own machine work as well as our own building. And from there, that's really kind of taken off. What we've seen the last few years is a major decline in machine shops in the automotive market. So we're trying to fill a gap in that area. We kind of found a void in the drag racing market in a whole. And that's kind of led to where we're at here today. We do mainly drag race engines for the NHRA .90 classes, the IHRA rod classes, and a fair amount of bracket racing engines. And that's kind of the arena I hold a soft spot in my heart for. That has enabled us to narrow down our market to better refine and make more of a personal connection with the customer on what we're building. One thing we are working on this year is I've worked with the different manufacturers, and we're trying to make a very specific engine for the .90 classes. And we had some success with that last year, and it's just growing exponentially this year. One other market that I really hold dear to my heart as well is I build roughly maybe a half dozen to a dozen full build street rod type engines. And I really enjoy them. They're kind of what I can relax while I build. But I'd say the main business that we're kind of working with now is definitely the drag race market. One of the things that we have done here, that a lot of other people do, is we have got ourselves in direct with as many of the manufacturers that we can, whether it's Jesel, Manton, the majority of all the piston manufacturers, Urson cams, Comp cams, Brodix. I mean, it enables us to be more competitively priced and save the customer in the long run, and maybe get him a better product than what he could have if he's trying to bring in his own parts. A lot of times people wonder, what is going on behind those closed doors? Well, the truth of the matter is, at one time we had a complete storefront and machine shop, and we finally decided to scale back a little bit and get quality control back in check. So that's kind of led to where we're at now, where it's just basically myself and one of my sons here full time. That right there enables us to personally have our hands on every single build from start to finish and keep quality control in check. And we're not trying to pump out, 200, 300 engines a year. We basically build between 25 to 35 engines a year, including the freshens up ones that are brought back in. And then I still do my handful of street engines that I like to do. So by keeping it small, we keep our quality in check, and that's the main goal here, is quality is above anything else. Before we end this video, I want to give you guys just a quick sneak peek of the shop back here and introduce you to Corey. He's going to be the other face that you're going to see around the business. And so let's go check him out. Come on, guys. I'll show you around. For those of you that are not familiar with Corey, because I know a lot of you are, this is my oldest son who has been here since the inception of the business. Pretty much runs the machine shop, and has really decided to make a career of this. I mean, we're here for the long run. Corey, you went to school, got an education. We're putting that to use here. What keeps you here? What keeps this interesting?
I mean, I've pretty much been here my whole life, since I was a little guy, so it's largely been the only job I've ever had. So it's just, I'm comfortable here. I really like it. We take a lot of pride in delivering for our customers, whether it be at the racetrack or watching a guy put together his street car that he's had since he was my age. So yeah, it's pretty neat, and it's always interesting. So it's kind of why I'm here.
A lot of satisfaction in the job.
There's a ton of satisfaction. Yep.
And we really get satisfaction out of the end racer themselves. That's what really drives us, is we want our customer to win probably more than they do. So continued success and quality is what we're after. And we will be here not just tomorrow, but we're here for the long run. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll get a little more in depth of our process procedure, how we do things, a little more in-depth look around the shop. And in the meantime, leave us a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell.